All right, well, an exciting day here in Sydney ahead of UFC 308. I'm obviously here with the man himself, Robert Whittaker, after a very impressive showing with Jaya Pataya in a sparring session just before, man. I got to say, this is a pretty exciting lead into a fight, UFC 308 right around the corner. How you feeling after the big spar, man?
Yeah, no, I'm blessed to be able to work with someone of the caliber like Jai. Jai's so good, man. And I definitely believe he's got better hands than anybody in my division. Like pure boxing hands, he's the best I've been with. And to be able to work with him and sharpen my reflexes and eyes, and to be in a position where I can see where he's taking advantage of things that I still have plenty of time to make changes with. It's just, yeah, priceless.
Yeah, man. Well, he's lineal cruiserweight champ, IBF champ, and like people are saying that not only is he the best in the world that weight class, but down the track even heavyweight. So being in there with someone like that and showing what you did was really impressive. What is it about boxing that you love, by the way? Because it is a little bit different to MMA, right? As my phone falls down on the ground. Freestyling it, brother. What is it about boxing that you love in there?
Mate, love-hate, right? It truly is a different sport, though. It's
Do you get a different feel in there?
It's completely different. It's completely different. It is a different sport, and I have respect for it, and the chance to be able to get in today and come and spar Jai in a boxing ring is just. Mate, I'm out of my depth.
But there's a bit of pressure there, right? Because we all rocked up. I flew in from Melbourne this morning just to watch it. So it's almost like a fight in a sort of way because you got all the media there watching.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the media. It's more about just the spar. I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and get the best work out of myself. And it was a really good spar. He had me on the ropes there in that second round.
You look great, man.
Mate,
There's some good jabs.
It was like a shotgun to my dome. It was.
You wore it well. It was hard to tell.
He's really good. Like really good.
You did really well, Rob. It was really impressive, brother. I'm here to build you up,
Stop
man.
Stop fluffing my tires. I understand more than anybody else where I was at, and. I had some good looks and some good moments, but he's good at what he does, and I mean it. I'm a big believer of iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. And
I'm only going to get better for this.
Dude, I was going to say, obviously Khamzat as well, you are focusing on the grappling. I know that you and Johnny on MM Arcade spoke a little bit about Kayo saying how he thinks that maybe Khamzat might dominate you in the wrestling when it comes to UFC 308, but people didn't really realize the experience you've had in wrestling, man. Like you were going to be on the Commonwealth team at one point, right, for amateur wrestling. Why do you think people kind of overlook your wrestling skills sometimes?
I don't think they overlook my wrestling skills as much as they pump up Chimaev's, but then he's really good at what he does. Yeah. And I think the Drickers takedown in my fight against him, everyone just throwing me off the edge because that happened, right? But much like what I do, I'm not going into a boxing fight. We're not going into a wrestling fight.
Yeah.
It is MMA, and there are so many roads to victory, and I understand that holistically I'm really good. It's harder to take me down when I'm throwing punches and kicks at your face.
Yeah, because obviously you're in there, you're testing your boxing against one of the best boxers in the world. How do you rate Khamzat's wrestling when it comes to some of your past opponents? You've obviously fought Yoel Romero a couple of times. You've been in there with some really good wrestlers in the past. Do you think he's the best wrestler that you faced in that octagon, or how do you sort of compare him to some of the past guys?
Hard to say.
Yeah, Brunson as well.
Yeah, I definitely think he's the most dangerous because he's the one in front of me, untested. He's the unknown, right? But he's obviously very good. He took Usman down quite handily and then controlled him on the ground. And Usman's got very high level wrestling as well. So it makes sense that he's very good at what he does. But like I said, I've wrestled with the best of them, and it's a fight at the end of the night.
All right, guys, before we continue, just want to quickly shout out some sponsors that make this show possible, make this interview possible. First up is our friends at Manscaped. You guys can get 20% off and free shipping with the code word submission today. Manscaped has elite products that are going to change your game forever. What about the Beard Hedger? What about the Weed Whacker? What about the Lawnmower 5.0 that keeps your balls smooth and your game intact? You can jump on Manscaped today and just browse all of the great products available. And of course, don't forget, it's 20% off and free shipping today. Go on, get some Manscaped in your life and support this program now. And guys, this month we have an exciting offer for everybody out there in Submission Radio land. That's right, NordVPN is back on board supporting the program and is offering you guys an extremely great deal. Click the link nordvpn.com/submission now to get 4 extra months free on a 2-year plan. By the way, there's absolutely no risk on Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. And you guys could try it today, risk-free. NordVPN lets you watch sporting events, TV shows, and films that aren't available in your region. It protects your private data like bank details and passwords. It can switch your virtual location, allowing you to save money by purchasing flights, hotels, subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price. What about the NordVPN threat protection feature that protects you from viruses, malicious malware, and phishing sites? It's the fastest VPN in the world with no buffering or lagging. It's premium cybersecurity for the price of a cup of coffee per month. And best of all, one NordVPN account can be used up to 10 devices. So go to nordvpn.com/submission now. Try it today. Support the show. Support yourself. And now back to the interview.
You've gone up from welterweight to middleweight, and you're one of the best middleweights to ever do it, one of the best middleweight champions in UFC history. How do you think Khamzat's power and strength translates from welterweight, which is kind of where he dominated, right, to middleweight? I mean, Kamaru Usman obviously took that fight short notice. He's a welterweight as well. How do you actually think he translates into middleweight with a real middleweight like yourself now?
I feel like he's always been a real middleweight and just like really suffers to get down to welterweight. So I think he'll do fine.
Yeah, because you are kind of like his real first test. Like, he's fought good guys at middleweight, but you are his real first test at that middleweight.
We'll see. Hopefully it's an advantage in my court, but we don't know.
Hey, by the way, you guys both have pretty cool facial hair. Have you ever thought of going the full beard? Are we going to see a full bearded?
This is like as long as it gets.
Like, no, you do the side thing, man.
It just gets boofy.
Yeah.
I don't really have I haven't been given the opportunity to grow a full beard.
Is that the missus is just gone? I don't think so, Rob.
No, I just don't grow beards very well.
Okay.
Like, this is it for me.
I think you're lying to me, brother. But just quickly, I know you were, again, with speaking with Johnny at MMA Arcade, and you mentioned how beating Khamzat, proves that you're one of the best middleweights in the world. Obviously, you are one of the best middleweights in the world. Do you believe Khamzat is potentially the hardest sort of test at middleweight right now, or the biggest question with you beating him if you do get it down to UFC 308?
For me, he is. He's the one that's in front of me. So, yeah, that's how it is.
Obviously, you want to go in there every single fight. You want to get the finish. And you mentioned to me, I have no preferred way I want to finish guys. Whatever the knockout is, whatever the stoppage is the one that I'm going for. But is there any added pressure to really put on a show here to sort of take away this title shot from Sean Strickland, potentially get yourself in position next?
No. I beat Chimaev. I'm fighting for the belt next. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind about that. I just got to make sure that I put all the chips and I cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and get to Abu Dhabi, on top of my game.
Cool, man. Final question from me. Obviously, potentially a fight card in Sydney in February. I'm an optimist, obviously. How exciting would it be for you if everything went to plan at UFC 308 and this big title fight was back in your home city of Sydney in February?
It'd be a dream come true, wouldn't it?
I appreciate your time, brother.
What do you want me to say?
Hey, listen, you could say, I hate Sydney, they're too annoying. No, I feel you, brother. I appreciate your time, dude. I can't wait for UFC 308, and great stuff in there, man. Really impressive stuff.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate
Also,
you.
check out MM Arcade, right?
Yes.
Awesome podcast.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate you.
Thanks, brother.